So it's Saturday, February 25th, 2023. February 25th, 225, 2023, Saturday, 10:06 a.m. 10:06 a.m. This story by Lauren Watson just came across the internet's 11 News. Your breaking news leader. Babysitter arrested after death of toddler in Conejos County. Conejos County. What is that population of 8,000? I believe it's twice as big as Costilla County, right? Conejos County. We're at in Conejos County. Southern Colorado officials arrested a babysitter Friday after a toddler in her care died after being transported to the hospital. Denise Cordova, 47, was taken into custody by the Conejos County Sheriff's Office in relation to the death of the 23-month-old girl. Officials said the child was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries on January 31st, 2023, while in Cordova's care. So this has actually been news for about a month. The toddler later died. Is that the news is that the toddler didn't make it? Was the toddler holding on? CBI said they're assisting the Conejos County Sheriff's Office with this investigation. The investigation is ongoing, and a photo of Cordova was not available as of this article's last update. And it says it was updated 9 minutes ago. That was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. So, breaking news, right? Say, oh my goodness, what just happened? It happened on January 31st, 2023. So that's, 24 days ago. Now, this is a big deal. This is a big fucking deal. The girl is 26 months old. 26 months. 26 months. So that means she's less than 2 years of age. There's a law specifically in Colorado is you cannot abuse a child under 12 years old to death. A person that is under 12 years of age can't be beaten to death. So 2 years of age is under 12 years of age. And the law specifically is CRS 1864017C. When a person knowingly causes the death of a child who has not yet attained 12 years of age and the person committing the offense was one in a position... When a person knowingly causes the death of a child who has not yet attained 12 years of age and the person committing the offense is one in a position of trust with respect to the child, such person commits the crime of murder in the first degree, as described in Section 18.3.1021F. That's 18.6.4017C. 18.6.4017C. You can't abuse a child to death. So this is a huge deal. It sucks if it's just a babysitter job. But then, what the hell could a 2-year-old do? You're not just you're a terrible babysitter. Again, with the spare the rod, spoil the child. Is this a Christian? And we're going to call this person a Christian? Denise Cordova. Denise Cordova. Didn't a Cordova run for office? I don't know. Denise Cordova, 47. I don't know her. The child was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And so either A or B, right? Either A, she's hitting the child and the child dies. Because with adults, you have negligent homicide and then you have first degree, second degree, vehicular homicide, some other homicides. So there's like 5 or 6 homicide charges. So is this a negligent thing? Did Denise Cordova, put the baby up on the countertop, walked away, came back, the baby fell over head first, and that was it? Or did Denise Cordova hit the child some more? Because this has happened over and over again. This has happened over and over and over and over again in Colorado. It's ridiculous. You had Chris Watts. He killed both of his daughters. The final words of his wife, he killed his wife and he killed his 2 daughters. He was saying, let's play a game, and he puts a blanket over her head, and he hits her head with a bat or a shovel or something. And she's still so polite and still so kind. She says, please stop. Please stop. That was Chris Watts. And I guess just like Susan Smith, he was going to get rid of his wife and kids so that way he could go be with this other woman. He just saw his wife and kids as being impediments, as being barriers to rich dad, poor dad. Rich dad knows he's rich because of his wife and kids, not in spite of them. Poor dad doesn't understand that. Poor dad is insecure. Poor dad can't talk about money at all because he doesn't make enough, and so he doesn't want to talk. Or if he does, that's who knows. So you had Chris Watts. You also had Emily Canalhace. R.I.P. to Emily Canalhace. I should learn the daughters' names of Chris Watts. Why does his name fucking go on? Who the hell was his daughters? They're the victims, right? So we need to learn the victims. Emily Canalhace was a 5-year-old victim. Her mother said she took her into the bathroom and slapped her 3 times. Don't you do? And then she says that's what, and she was trying to cover up for her boyfriend at the time, and she was saying that that's what had killed her. The three slaps, and you probably could like hit somebody hard enough, twist their neck, something, knock them out. But there's a whole bunch of things, like putting the kid through the fucking drywall and some other shit. So I'm sure that wasn't the only thing that happened with Emily Canales. You had the Michael Ninema, which apparently he called 911 and pretended that something happened in the creek or some shit. Try to play it off like it was an accident, and then come to find out, no, he was beating him and threw him down there and tried to drown him. And I don't know if he did or not. I don't know what eventually happened to the... Jordan Peterson says there's something about humans that once you get them going, they just don't stop. And I think what sucks is that because humans are the way humans are, I bet you, people are dying. I bet you this 23-year-old girl died for some dumbass reason. Because she was being a 2-year-old. And a 2-year-old says no. Or, because Denise Cordova had said, don't you sit on that chair. And the girl went over and sat on the chair. Let's see, there's like 2 other cases too. There was Demetrius. Demetrius, his aunt or whoever had taken care of Demetrius, an 8-year-old black boy from Denver. His guardian, we'll say his aunt or grandmother, tied him up to a chair and kept hitting him with some kind of weapon, some kind of, I don't know if it was some kind of stick, but just kept hitting him over and over again until he died. I mean, it's one thing to like hit a person, but to beat them to death, I think you fucking lost it, and you kept on striking. You lost your fucking head. So I don't know if Denise Cordova, if that's what had happened with her, if it's a negligent homicide or if it's a first degree. It probably wasn't premeditated. Probably she didn't wake up that day thinking that's what was going to happen. But did she knowingly give the last strike, right? Just kept striking and striking and striking. And 47, I mean, that's generation next. So it wouldn't be shocking to me to learn that, spare the rod, spoil the child. You have to defend your own abusive fucking mother and father. And since y'all have to abuse your own, or your damn mother and father abandon you. And so you're pissed off at the damn world. You didn't have the good Norman Rockwell American life, American upbringing, the way everybody else seems to be able to. CBI officials said they're assisting the Conejos County, so I want to say that there's maybe one more case of when there's something recently that just happened. Yeah, up in Pueblo. Baby Laca. I don't even know what her specific thing was. R.I.P. to Baby Laca. And that was a young mother. That was like a 20-something, 22, 23-year-old I don't know, is it immigrant? Estonian? Was she Estonian? I don't know. But that's too many. That's too many. I'd like to give Denise Cordova all the benefits of the doubt. She is innocent until proven guilty. Beyond a reasonable doubt, a jury of 12 has to convict her beyond a reasonable doubt. But the big thing about don't abuse a child under 12 to death is that it's a class 1 felony. It's a class 1 felony. You can't murder a firefighter or EMS. You can't murder anybody, but if you specifically murder a cop, EMS worker, firefighter, or a child under 12 to death, you're automatically in jail for life. The minimum is jail for life. And so there's only one other maximum, Don't treason against Colorado. Don't assault anybody during escape. Those are class 1 felonies. So that's up there. That's jail for life. And RIP to the 2-year-old girl. That 2-year-old girl will never grow up. That 2-year-old girl will never find, happiness, romance, never go to prom, never date, never marry, never have children, never have a family, never go to college, never graduate, never even go to goddamn kindergarten. Didn't even get to see the big yellow bus that was going to go pick her up and go take her to the school. And America to the rest of the world is this wonderland. Look at this, abundance, this land of abundance. And then humans, like Jordan Peterson says, not only are once you get humans going, they just keep on going on and on and on. But they're also a jealous lot. Like Cain and Abel. What? You like his sacrifice better than mine? Oh, well. Then I'll destroy something that you love. And, that's sort of what Susan Smith... No, that's what Emily Canales... That's what her mother did. Because they had divorced, and so her mother was with somebody else, and they had joint custody. So her mother was jealous of 5-year-old Emily Canales. Because Emily Canales had... The father was still in her life and cared about her. But no longer cared about the mother. So that was a case of jealousy.